haven't got the strength. You haven't got your auric field. I know.
You all right?
Yes.
You okay?
Just let me get this.
What are you doing? Is that your crystal?
Can you see this? Can you see it? This is our power. This is our strength. Okay? You're a weakness now. Even in your collectiveness, you cannot harm any of us. None of you.
Okay. Okay. You all right?
Yes, I'm okay.
You really did feel like something was right round your throat.
Yes, I had a rope around my neck, and I was getting strung up.
Can they do anything in here now? I mean, not to... Can they prove their presence here?
Yes, they've... You see, what they're doing, they're travelling with us.
You're joking?
They're travelling with us, Evie. This is how nasty and not good they are. And they've gathered the strength and momentum by calling each other.
So when we go to the next location, are they going to be with us?
Oh, they're all going to be there.
All?
I feel it,
Okay.
yeah.
We want to get to the next location, David, though I'm not looking forward to it after that bit of information. So I don't know what information that Derrick has come out with there, whether our historians can back up anything like that. Okay?
Thank you very much indeed, Yvette. So there you are, spirits allegedly travelling with them wherever they go tonight. So please keep voting for whether you believe the Pendle witches were innocent victims of the nation's paranoia and suspicion, or were they real witches and warlocks intent on wickedness? There is so much more to come after this break. Welcome back to Most Haunted Live on this Halloween night. It has been an extraordinary night so far. It appears that Derrick has been possessed a number of times. Let's have a look at what's happened so far.
Come forward. Derrick, come forward. Derrick, come forward. Derrick, come forward. Derrick, come forward. Get him out, let's get him out.
Please make your presence known. Please make this glass move as a sign of yes that you are...
Silver, my name is Silver.
Too soon.
You're right.
You're right. It's okay.
Take that off me neck.
Take
it
off.
off me neck.
It's all right. Take it off. Derrick,
Take it off my neck, you. Take it off.
David Wells, what on earth is going on tonight?
It's just like we said, we were expecting big things from tonight. And I think the key really is that Derrick is up against people with power of their own as well.
What about this thing that Derrick said? They're travelling with us.
Yes, that's exactly what happened to me earlier today. Wherever we went, there was almost like they flocked with us, moved around with us.
You felt exactly the same this afternoon?
Exactly the same thing.
And what about, did you pick any names up, particularly at Bullhole Farm?
Allison.
The same name that Derrick picked up.
Yeah.
What about this? I just want to go back to the Lower Well Head Farm and the fact that Derrick said that he felt that the spirit he connected to, Elizabeth, wanted to scalp him. Now, I want to pick you up on something you said just before the break, which was witches aren't those sort of people who are nasty. That's pretty nasty.
That's pretty nasty, but that's a nasty individual. It's like saying...
But can witches actually be malevolent, was the question.
Well, I think it's a general term. A particular witch could be.
So witches could be malevolent?
A witch could be.
Or a number of witches could be?
Well, if she's got a friend, maybe.
Thank you. So the answer's yes. Right, good. Historians, Richard Jones and Richard Felix. Let's go back to Bullhole Farm. These figures. Allison Devine, gripping Derrick's throat. Who is Allison Devine?
Well, I don't think he came out with the name Device, but he certainly came out with the name... Oh, he did?
No, he did, yeah.
Well, Allison Device was the 18-year-old daughter of the house, and she was the one who, in March, had cursed the peddler. And he did come up with the name John, didn't he? And the peddler's name was John Law. Whether she actually cursed him, I doubt very much.
What he said was, Allison Devine accuses John in 1612. What is that?
Well, what basically happened was that John Law was a peddler, and he was on the road, and she approached him and tried
A
to
beggar?
beg some pins off him. A peddler.
A peddler?
So a travelling salesman,
Right.
basically. He was on the road, she approached him, tried to beg some pins from him. He refused to give her any pins, and she lost her temper. Probably in the heat of a moment, she just said something to him, but it was very unfortunate that as he walked away, he'd gone 200 yards and he dropped down with a stroke. And that's what sparked off the whole Pendle witchcraft trial, etc.
So allegedly, she did curse him.
Allegedly, in the heat of a moment, if I'd said something to Richard here in the heat of a moment, then then that might go. But it's also just very quickly, it's very interesting what Anne-Marie said there about Sabbath being in the minds of other people, because this was the very first time in an English legal case that the Sabbath was actually used against witches, and it was very much in the mind of the magistrate Roger Nowell. He wanted to find a Sabbath, which was probably an innocent meeting.
Richard?
Yes, well, incredible. The bit about him talking about them digging up and stripping bodies.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
Why were they cutting the fingers off?
all sorts of... Well, listen to this. I've just found this little article written not long after the event, and finally dug up secretly by night from the cemetery at Newchurch, which is in fact the church just to the right of this farm that they're at now. Where they were buried, and so carried them to the aforesaid synagogue and college of witches. There they did offer them to the prince of devils sitting upon his throne, and did draw off their fat, and to be kept for their use, and cut off their heads, hands, and feet, and did cook and stew their trunks, and sometimes roast them. How's about that?
Really pleasant.
Lovely.
Thanks very much. OK, I want to get into the audience because, as always with this programme, I'm very interested to know what happens to our studio audience. What's your name, sir?
Philip.
Philip, what happened to you when Derrick was being possessed? Explain exactly, or appeared to be possessed. Explain exactly what happened to you.
When it was like being, the throttling, I had a very sharp but kind of dull pain at the back of my neck. It was as if there was a big knot there.
So you felt that at the same time that Derrick felt the pressure on his throat?
Yeah.
And you're not alone, actually, because this is Gareth. What happened to you?
During the break, I've had some tingling around this area on my neck here, and it's continuing now.
Do you normally have any tingling in your neck?
No, not there.
OK. And there was a lady I spoke to as well during the break. Where have you gone? Oh, Emma, there you are. Let me just squeeze in here. Emma, tell me what you were feeling during that particular moment with Derrick.
The same happened to me across my collarbone. It was pressure. I just feel like pressure pulling down on my neck.
Do you think you're psychic?
I feel I have some psychic sense.
And you felt that before tonight?
No, that was during...
Just tonight? So tonight has changed how you perceive the whole
No,
of
I've
this?
always felt something, but
OK.
it's just when Derrick was doing that, I was feeling on my neck.
All right, thank you very much, Emma. Julian?
Well, David, extraordinary response to these possessions. I just want to tell you, lots of reports of strong smell. Sour milk, people saying they can smell that. Mandy from Pill smelt violets, whilst Teresa from Macclesfield smelt decaying meat. But I'd say the majority of texts coming in saying sour milk. livingtv.co.uk/most haunted live for your messages. And of course, the text 80088 haunted, then MSG for your message, please. And more of those to come a little bit later on as well. Now, we've got another experiment for you to get involved in tonight. Very interesting this. Our last location tonight is Tynedale Farm, which is owned by the Nutter family. Now, they currently live in a farm across the valley, and they're direct descendants of Alice Nutter, one of the infamous Pendle witches. Now, before the show, Laura Nutter let us have an old family heirloom, and we've put it in this box, and I have supervised this myself. I would move it, but it might give you an indication of how heavy the object is. So it's in this box. You've got an idea maybe on size, but I'll say no more. We'd like you to test your psychic abilities by drawing what you think is in this box. And we will open the box later in the show and see how accurate your psychic drawing is. So please fax your pictures and messages and so on to 01200 425 737. Okay, so it's 01200 425 737. Now, the latest on the guilty, not guilty vote, which we're running this evening, were the witches actually real witches or not? The very latest on that is 82% of you are saying the accused were proper